one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. All right. We will go into public comment. This is an opportunity for anyone to address the Tourism Commission on any issue. Please observe a time limit of 3 minutes. While the Tourism Commission encourages input from residents, it may not discuss or act on any issue not duly noted on the agenda. Please see the public comment instructions at the end of the agenda. Is there anybody online?
I do not see anybody online, though.
All right, nobody here. So we will move on. Hopefully you guys all have an agenda and had a chance to review it. I want to welcome everybody. I know Lisa was busy. Hopefully she'll make it. She's planning on it. But just to give a little quick, brief introduction, I'm Bill Brocious, Village Board, and I was asked to run this committee, be the chair of this committee. And here we are. And you guys were all asked to be part of this as well. So Sherry, you are just going year Century 21, right?
Yep, Century 21 affiliated. I've been there.
Go ahead and get your mic.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've been there.
Press the button.
Wait, no, sorry.
Yep.
There you go.
And when it turns green, you're good.
Perfect.
Sherry Saubacher, I'm with Century 21 affiliated. The end of this month, I'll be there for 22 years. Also the secretary and member of the Cross Plains Optimist Club.
Oh, excellent. Great. And Yurga?
You're gonna enter the 2100 venue owner and Airbnb owner as well.
Excellent. And Crystal?
Crystal Williams, owner of Vessel Cafe and several other committees within the church, and also owner of Luminous Events.
Excellent. Hey, Lisa.
Hello, I'm Lisa Lashinger. I am a Cross Plains resident of 21 plus years. And I'm a Cross Plains Lions for the last 18 years.
Excellent. Well, welcome you guys. And I am really glad that you guys are all here and agreed to be part of this. And hopefully won't make it painful, we'll make it enjoyable, and we'll see where that goes. I want to start off with the discussion and possible action regarding disbursement of tourism commission funds. So we have, thanks to Yurga, we have $1,185.91 in the tourism budget as of today. And so with trout days coming up, we thought it'd be really a great idea to be able to use those funds to be able to promote trout days for the village. Because that's the idea behind tourism, right? Bring people out from outside the village into the village and show them what we're all about. So, what are your thoughts on that? Let's open it up.
I'm personally not in favor of it, mostly because, as the Tourism Commission, Trout Days is already our #1 main event, and everybody knows that this is what we do every year. I feel like with the new pavilion, we have already 3 concerts already set up. We have a is it Cross Plains, like the nonprofit that was set up?
That is CP together, but it's not
CP together.
associated with the village.
Right, but
Yeah.
whoever's organizing these concerts,
The village.
the village, right?
Yeah.
And it costs money to pay those bands. I feel like if we can help support pay for those costs and promote the first 3 concerts, especially this year, they'll help bring additional tourism in, not just focusing and concentrating on the one event that's already very heavily talked about, heavily promoted, and everybody knows about it. Like, I would like to grow Cross Plains tourism more than just one day a year.
Okay. Other thoughts?
More of a question than a thought. Are
Yeah.
there restrictions on how this funding can be used, or is it just for any events that are community wide?
Sure, right, and that, you know, that's one of the things we're gonna discuss later, but really, I think. The way I read it is that these funds are meant to entice or encourage tourism within the village. Market tourism within the village. That's the idea behind tourism. If we can market Cross Plains and bring more people in, that's the idea, right? So, that's what we should be using those funds for, is for, marketing one way or another to bring in more people from around the area.
I'm just pulling up the ordinance here, just to
Oh,
make sure there's nothing that we're missing.
that is a good point, right? So in your packet. It talks about,
I'm pulling it up here if you don't have I just printed out the agendas, so. We can pull
yeah,
it
it was.
here.
Um,
So marketing of the village, the commission shall be responsible for developing rules and regulations for the evaluation of room tax applications and other funds designated by the village board for marketing of the village.
yep,
The commission shall be responsible for coordinating tourism promotion and tourism development for the village.
so,
So is that like, because we could help promote tourism by helping cover a portion of the costs of the events that are happening? Or is the letter of the law that this funding can only be used for tourism? Because tourism promotion and tourism development are two different things.
Right.
And
Mhm.
this is the initial year for the concert series, but it's also Big Trout Days. This is the community flagship event, and we are trying to actively draw more people into the village. I would like to see the funding distributed to at least several different causes, and I almost wonder if we need to set our rules and bylaws before we vote on our first funding. Before we vote on our first disbursement.
what do you guys think? I've got opinions, I'm just holding off until you guys get an opportunity to talk.
I think, I agree with Crystal, the Cross Plains is known for proud days and people already coming here, so I feel like creating more new events. I mean, I have several ideas too with the venue, like art and kids events and stuff like that, so getting more people out. The feedback I'm getting from Airbnb guests that stay upstairs, they're like, oh my god, we come to Madison all the time, but we never knew this cute town existed. So on like a welcome letter, I always put all the businesses, like go for a good lunch to Vessel Cafe, you want a good coffee, go to coffee shop. So I mean, it would be nice to add some like events, like in June, we will have, band or music or festival or whatever, wine walk. So I feel like that might, get more people coming to Cross Plains, because Cross Plains is already known for proudly. That's just my opinion.
This is Sherry. Like I said, I do agree with Crystal. I guess, and with the trout days coming up so quickly, I don't know, actually what we could do at this point. I see the sign is already across Main Street, which I think the chamber did that. Like I said, if we could, instead of dumping it all like on one event, split it up into smaller events and see what we can do. So I'm really excited, and I had some ideas for like when the new village office opens, that we can, highlight on the biker, people with their bikes and stuff, and, so like I said, mine was more, I guess, in the future than, right at this moment, but, that's kind of my feeling.
When does the money have to be, used by, how long can it stay in the budget? Is it a fiscal budget?
There's no time limit on here,
Mm-mm.
so, but. My personal opinion is that we use it within a year. Cause we shouldn't be getting interest on it, we should be using it within the village to promote, right? So. Here's my thought, and I thought of this about an hour before I came here tonight, so I couldn't prepare anything. Crystal, I think you're spot on. There's not only the new concert series that is going on over at Xander, but there's also a Crystal Mart, I think it's called. We had that last year over at the Xander Park.
Chris
They did
Kindle
that.
Market.
Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And then they had another one, right? They had
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest
Mhm.
before that, and the Lions have their chicken dinner. Or chicken,
Barbecue.
yeah, barbecue. And there's just so many events that are starting to really take place within the village. And I like the idea of the Trout Days is really well promoted. Lions in the community does a very, very good job of that. But there's, I'm sure there's people within the stay up at the Airbnb. It's like you said, what do we do? What's there to do? What can we look forward to? And having that type of marketing kind of put it together. The other thing I thought about was, what if we brought in maybe Shelby
Shelby.
Aker from,
Cheaper.
right, yeah, I mean, cause she was here a month ago in a village meeting.
Yep, I think she's here.
Talk about excitement for the village. I mean, she's 100% just total excitement. I really got that impression when she came here to talk. So maybe getting her involvement, her thought process on that too might be worth our time. I don't know, but that's just kind of my thought. There's so many things going on in the village.
Well, and we also like the Ice Age Trail, where we could capitalize on maybe a bike. I don't know, some type of biking event where it starts there and they could try on the trail, or there's.
Or a coordinated hike event or something.
Exactly, and especially if we're collecting the funds from tax from the Airbnb. Let's do more stuff to encourage people to want to stay at the Airbnb, because oh, August, this is really cool, I wanna do this, and. I'm gonna stay there, and then that puts money back into our budget to help promote and grow the events. So I feel like there's so many different opportunities in the village of us to do cool things within the village to draw more people in here.
So what I'm hearing, go on, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, nowadays everyone is into being healthy and biking, walking, are the things people like to do. Having the biking days or involving the whole family with kids and stuff, that would be something I would be myself interested in.
And there's also in the wintertime, there's the lighting of the Christmas tree up on the hill. They do a walk. When you talk about the Ice Age Trail, they do a walk up to the hill. Or through Xander Park, the candlelight thing, which is really cool. So yeah, there's a lot of things we could do other than Trout Days. And $1,100 right now is not a huge amount, but I think if we were smart about it, we could at least do something. I'm not a marketing person, so you guys would have better knowledge, maybe have better knowledge than I do about that.
I think, I didn't necessarily join or agree to join this board because I was looking to organize events that weren't already happening. I think our role should be to help the groups that are organizing groups or organizing events amplify what they're doing. And if we had some sort of, I don't know, an application for people looking for funding to promote those events, maybe that could be a way for us to share the funding that is available in this budget. For us to sit here and cherry pick the events that we remember right now, I don't think is an appropriate use of those funds. And I do think it would be well worth it to bring in the director of the Chamber of Commerce, because she's involved in many different things. She's
Right.
been directly involved with helping plan for Trout Days. And I do think that we need to be thoughtful in how we go about spending or authorizing funds to be spent.
So what I'm hearing is, for the money that's in there right now, leave it. Until we have a better plan on how we can use it to better market the village. Is that kind of what you guys are thinking?
Just, because the concerts are gonna come up quick, so if we decide, like to help sponsor some concerts that are happening.
Right,
But maybe just like not do anything with Trout Days this year, because like we said, it's pretty well taken care of and.
yeah,
I really like Lisa's idea though, of like application to how to apply the funds, right? Like, we're not the ones creating the events. But letting organizations within the community know that we are here and we have a budget to help market and promote tourism. So like, for example, the Optimist Club has an event and they want to help somehow like grow the interest. Then they can say, here, we have already an established application, bring it to the meeting, we discuss it, they talk about everything that they would like to do, and then we say we would like to, sponsor $500, whatever it may be. But I do like the idea of an application, it makes it more formal. But then with that, I feel like we should let organizations know that we're here and that we exist, go to the Legion, go to the Zipper, go to the Lions, go to Optimist, the church functions, whatever there are. So I'm sure there's a lot of organizations here that we just don't even know about. For even, I don't know who within the village does the concerts.
Parks and Rec, yep.
Okay, so letting Parks and Rec know, like, hey, if you submit your application to tourism committee, they may be interested in helping you promote the events coming up this summer. But I like the formality of it, and it's not us trying to like create these events, although it's fun for us to hypothesize, but the actual different organizations, I feel like, are the ones that have to be putting it on.
And I just want to throw out there too, most communities have tourism commissions. So we could find an application, I think, from another community. We don't have to reinvent the wheel here. We can
Right.
see what other communities are up to. Communities that are similar size to Cross Plains and things like that.
so I want to close out number 2 on our agenda and just, well, we had a discussion. There's no action regarding the commission, the funds that are currently in the tourism commission or tourism fund. We're just gonna leave that sit. So.
Okay.
There was no action to be taken on that. All right,
Yes.
okay. Excellent. We're gonna come back to what you guys were talking about now. Actually, so in your packet, I love AI. I use AI for a lot of things. And when I was asked to be a part of this committee, it's like, okay, what do we need to do? And so I went to ChatGPT and said, hey, we're putting together a committee. What do we need to do? And it came up with a lot of stuff. And I kind of cherry picked some of the things I thought was most important, and I put them on a summary on here. So, Mount Horeb they have a tourism body, so we can go and ask them, what are they doing? Are they using an application, trying to mimic something like that? We should, what I want to do for next meeting is I want to get a list of all of the known events that we have within the community and just have it in front of us so we can talk about it. But I also like the idea of an application, and I also like, was thinking that's something we could put on our webpage on the Village Cross Plains webpage. And that's something that we can have, Becky put in the newsletter every quarter. Like, hey, we have a tourism committee, we have funds available for your event, you know, here's a link to the application. And go from there. So I don't want to spend a lot of time going through what policies and guidelines and procedures should be. I wanted to start with a thought, a guideline, and let you guys take a look at that and kind of stew on that and bring that back to next meeting and see what your thoughts are, because you have clearly thought about more things than I did already. So, which is phenomenal. So, you know, I love the idea of bringing Shelby in, you know, it's not part of this committee, but as a guest to this committee. And getting her opinion, I'd be happy to talk to her about that. So, any other thoughts about establishing future policies and procedures within this committee?
Well, I do agree. What you have up there is we should come up with our purpose statement.
Yep.
You know, so it's clear. Honestly, what we should work towards is a lot of things that we should, as far as like what we should do for our next meetings, but what we want to come to the table with, what our policies and procedures should be.
How about this? How about, we have to be very careful with email. I kind of mentioned that on my first email out there. We can't do group emails because then that would be considered a meeting and it's not open to the public, although our emails would be open to the public. But if you email me, let's say within the next month or so, your thoughts, I can put all those thoughts together, and when we have our next meeting, kind of bring those up to you guys, and we can talk about them and decide on what is the best approach, what's the best direction for this committee to take, based on what your thoughts are. Does that sound reasonable? And I'll send out a reminder email, so I can send one out to the group, just when you reply, just reply back singular, don't reply back all. Okay,
One way that's easy is if you just blind carbon copy everyone, because then they can't reply all.
good call. I can do that.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's just a trick I use.
that's a great trick.
How often is this group gonna meet?
That's the next thing we're gonna talk about.
I guess that is the next thing, isn't it?
That is.
Sorry to jump ahead.
No, you're right on. So, Mount Horeb meets quarterly. Other communities meet quarterly. We can meet as often or as little as you guys want to, but I think with events going on mostly in the summertime, maybe we don't have a scheduled quarterly, maybe we have a meeting based on what events are going on. I don't know,
Or maybe the number of applications that you have
maybe,
or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, oh man, we've got a stack. We probably should get together and figure out how we're gonna disperse these funds or.
right. Right. So, you know, I know we've got this concert series coming up in June, July. But if we don't meet again until summer, it'd be hard to be
Yeah,
able to get.
they're actually doing pretty well already on
Are they?
donations, yeah. So,
Yeah.
and they're still trickling in, so, cause there was a call out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
And so people have been pretty generous, so I think, which is great news, but they may or may not even need
but that's for the
tourism
bands,
support.
right? I mean,
for the
that's not
bands,
for
yeah,
promoting, that's just to pay for the bands. and
right,
whatnot.
right.
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't know if this group would want to consider, promoting things on Facebook, like I know that comes with a a charge or things like that too, like what types of promotion is this group wanting to fund?
Oh, that's true too.
It's not just, yeah, newsletter or signs, it could be social media too.
I'm curious if what the chamber's role is in promoting these events. Are they advertising those type of events? And like, do they have an advertising budget that if they're promoting those events, could that be a way to distribute some of the funds instead of like
Yeah.
us not having to, but make the decision between what to promote and what not to?
Mhm.
So I guess, again, it would be probably helpful for us to talk to Shelby and understand her role, what else is going on within the village, where we're promoting events. So that we're not duplicating efforts and that we're maybe supporting people that are already doing the work that need additional funds.
Can you go to the, Cross Plains Chamber,
Sure.
crossplainschamber.com? Yep, and go to events. Down, scroll down, or right there. So I didn't see, so I went there, yeah, that's the page I'm at.
Okay.
And right now, she doesn't have anything in there. So that,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
oh, there they are. Well,
but they're on the drop down and then they're not in the body.
well, those, okay, yeah, so. Members only happy hour, annual dinner, Trout Days garage sale and trout.
These already happened. These
So
are
members only
upcoming.
happy hour and annual dinner already happened.
Yeah,
Yes. Yep,
Like garage sales, what comes up?
They're doing the registration for the truck, for the garage sales.
yeah. So then you can register your sale and do everything on here. But I might just shoot her a note to say that we're not seeing
What was that?
events here. Yeah. What is this one?
Yeah. I mean.
From a long time ago.
Yeah, so it's definitely older, but what was that event that we closed down Main Street for?
that wasn't,
Do you remember?
that's when the True Value was.
Yeah, and then Hootie's is over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, right?
I don't know if the DOT would allow that. Just throwing that out
Maybe
there.
that's before the road construction was all finished.
Close hours, three.
wow, boy, I don't know, yeah, because there's a familiar
Yeah.
building over in the back.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyways, I will shoot Shelby a note just saying that I don't see any of the events in the main
Ask
page.
her if they advertise on Facebook, because I mean, if you just do a local newspaper and just show on a Cross Plains Chamber of Commerce. Madison people are not going to see this. So if you're trying to get more people out of,
Yeah.
I mean, from not from Cross Plains, you have to have it somewhere else, advertise as well.
I mean, she is putting it on Facebook because in here, there's a Facebook event. Under register your sale, Facebook event and view the virtual app. So she is doing
Right.
something on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I think she usually carries it out to like what's happening in Cross Plains, but again.
It's
how
a,
it-
yeah, it's a.
Right.
It's like.
Right.
Facebook
Yeah,
page.
and you have to be on Facebook
Yeah, it
and know what
has
to look
be
for.
like, have to reach more people, I mean, like I'm doing Instagram and Facebook ads.
Yeah.
To get more people to.
Exactly.
And I know the newspaper group has offered different things to the chamber, like different spreads in the newspaper, like different, like if you got a half page or a full page, or, maybe that's something this group would want to
But people
sponsor.
don't really read paper much anymore, do they?
Surprised. You were
I don't know.
surprised, like.
I wouldn't be
Before
surprised.
Skipper, when I did the corned beef dinner for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
I did an ad in the paper and I got over the turnout. I shocked myself. Like I was like,
Really?
Okay.
try it, yeah.
Okay.
But I also think it's like specialty, right? Like what is it, the car show, the airport?
Hill and Valley.
Hill and Valley.
yeah,
That was another one where I feel like people look for that ad because they're looking for what's going on.
Something that's unique. maybe.
Right, but maybe not every week they're reading the paper, but definitely like on more specialty type things, people are looking at the paper.
So how often would you guys be comfortable meeting? I know you're all busy. You all got a lot going on. I can meet whenever, so it doesn't really matter to me. It's really based on your schedule, and what you think the need is for this committee. What are your thoughts?
I like your idea. With applications as they build up, because I know like Sean on the police commission,
Mhm.
and it's once they get enough applications from the police officers, then they call a meeting and go over them.
Mhm.
But if there's no applications, then there's no need to meet.
Do we want at least a 2-week notice,
That
or do you need more than that?
For me, I feel like it'd be better to have a set schedule, and then people would know when they should have their applications in.
Okay,
So if we met quarterly and we met in January, March, I don't know, July and November, October, or something like that, hitting just ahead of I mean, anybody that's organizing should be starting to organize or have things underway by now for the summer
100%,
series.
right.
So to allow us to be fair about how we distribute the funds, I think we should set our meeting dates and say, if you wanna have your event considered for funding, you need to have your event application in by this date, which would be 2 weeks ahead of the agenda,
Sure,
or whatever the meeting date is.
I'm good with that. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I can meet anytime also. I'm usually pretty flexible and able to meet, so. You know, if we want, I don't know if we should start out though with. More than quarterly, just because we're just starting, and then, once we get a real good handle on it.
Mhm.
Then maybe having it quarterly, but Lisa, I mean, you made a really good point of. Having that cutoff or, whatever, but I don't know, I just don't know if we don't meet till July. Doing enough for now, just my thought, like I said, just because we're just starting and just kind of trying to. It's organized, but that was just my thought.
Are Tuesdays at this time good for everyone, usually? Just because we have a pretty robust meeting schedule, so I just want to make sure
Well, I was
that we're able
gonna
to slide in.
ask you where. We could fit in comfortably, because we're kind
Yeah,
of tight on an hour tonight.
yeah,
And
I would say probably Thursdays. I'll have to look, I'll just look at the meeting schedule and I'll get some dates or some days and times to you.
okay,
Like, because yeah, we just have our typical meetings land on certain days. We don't really have meetings on Thursday evenings usually,
okay,
so that might be a possibility.
Thursdays are usually better for me. I have a lot of night and late afternoon work meetings, so
Okay,
the only day that wouldn't work is like for Thursday nights, I have a Lions meeting the first Thursday. So,
just not the first Thursday. Got it.
okay.
but it's like this third Tuesday, it was really a crunch for me to get here because I had a work meeting. That had to leave leave early too, on the east side of town.
Got it. Okay,
It should
So-
be heading to another one now.
Thursdays are good for you. Everyone else, is Thursdays okay? Okay,
So quarterly, you guys are okay with that?
I think for our permanent schedule, yes, but as Sherry mentioned, we have a lot of things to square away since we're just getting stood up, so.
Right.
Probably the next couple of months,
Okay,
and then quarterly from there.
so when would you guys want to meet next?
so I'm just gonna pull up a calendar.
And I can tell you when I cannot meet, I personally cannot meet. June 12th to July 2nd. I will physically be out of the country. So. We
So
can
we're
meet
on-
anytime before that or after that.
I don't know what people's Memorial Day schedules look like, but like a month from now would be May 21st, which is a Thursday.
Yeah,
I'm not available that day.
Okay. And when did you say you were leaving, Bill?
I'm gonna be gone on, I leave on June 12th.
On June 12th,
It's
okay.
a Friday,
Okay.
so those first 2 weeks of June, I'm available.
So would we want to shoot for like the 11th, June 11th?
You could do that.
It's not the first Thursday, Lisa?
Yeah, that looks like it's.
June 11th?
And what is a comfortable time for you? It could be 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7, I don't want to go past 7 o'clock, but I prefer earlier than later, but.
Ideally not 5 o'clock
6 o'clock.
Yeah,
So it is 6
perfectly
o'clock.
fine.
Yeah.
or 6:30. Ideal,
What time?
6 or 6:30.
6 or 6:30, okay,
6, yep.
there you go with that, Crystal?
6 works for me.
June 11th at 6 p.m.
Why don't we plan on 6 o'clock on June 11th? And then we can kind of go from there and
Mhm.
figure out what the next meeting is, and we won't have a set schedule. We'll just plan it for the next few meetings until we can get kind of under control. Well. All right,
We got through it.
is there any information you guys need that you want to talk about? Is there any questions you have? This is really a introductory meeting until we kind of get our feet kind of planted on the ground. Like I said, I'll send out an email tomorrow. But if you think of ideas and policy and procedures that you want to see enacted, I'll gather all those together and bring those to the next meeting in June. And we can have a discussion on that. I will also, Carly, if you can look around and I'll look around and see if we can find applications that are out there.
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
Other communities that are using application for tourism. We can bring those to you and, take the best of everything we find.
Mhm.
I am not a complicated person and I don't like things to be far more complicated than they have to, simpler is easier and better. So that's my 2 cents on that. Thoughts, comments? Questions?
Sounds good.
Then
Motion to
I
adjourn.
could use the motion to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. We are adjourned. Lisa? I